So we sourced ourselves cam phaser, locked it out, got cam phaser put on, 30 foot-pounds first stage, and then an additional 90 degrees on the torque. I slipped the valve cover back on. Gonna use a cross pattern to tighten that up. I took the stud out of the dryer can. Need to put this back when we get done. We started on this side here, haven't done anything to the other side other than, of course, the phaser is torqued. I'm going to torque them both together. That's what we always do. Like I said, right now I'm working on the cross pattern tightening, and once that's done, we'll move on to the other side, get that button back up. Got the centers here already tightened up, so we can actually go ahead and go around it now. Not a big deal anymore. I suppose we can use a power tool if we want to. If you do, be careful. Started editing the other video. It's going to be quite some time before I get everything done. If I leave them the way they are, we're looking at 4 or 5 hours worth of videos, and I don't think that anybody would want to suffer through that, so I'm trying to cut them down a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm in the way again, but it's just, sometimes this cannot be helped. That's why I do explain what I'm doing, so that way you already know what I'm doing. Trying to get the back bolt again. tool, maybe that'll work. I don't know. I'll just do some trying out. Call that good enough. I think this one here we already got. That one we have got already. Do your wiring coils. Do that next. And when we get the coils in, we also want to get the injectors plugged back up. Somebody has done this job. Doesn't matter who did it, wasn't me. And I've noticed that the first time when I took it apart, I don't know if they used power tool or whatever to put these coils back on, but a lot of the bolt holes in the head here cracked. They're kind of a tab of some sort, you know, and they got pretty rough with them, and I noticed them being cracked the first time I did this job. Having a little bit of a time trying to get these coils plugged in. once I get here. Little finger ratchet is what this here is. Gets the job done, and it's tight enough to hold the coil in place. So I'll put our stud back on the dryer. Push lock back. There's some push locks for the wire loom. Put them back on the studs. Okay, make sure that we're not going to get tangled up later on. cam sensor. Plug it back in. Put this back to the harness. Should have a plug right there for the solenoid valve. And we're going to put the AC back on. Inspect your O-ring to make sure the O-ring is fine. I did replace this O-ring the last time. Not going to replace it again. It's 13mm socket. Don't get crazy tightening it up. Got everything situated on this side here, other than a hose over here, and we're going to put our coolant hose back up here. Get that slip back on. That makes such a big mess. Put our bracket back on. $13mm socket as well. Check all of that good stuff, make sure nothing's going to bite us later on. Okay, that's good enough for this side right now. We'll move on to the other side. Basically the same thing with the valve cover. I'm going to turn the camera off because it's getting entirely too long. It's too much to edit later on, so I'm going to turn the camera off for a little bit. We'll put the valve cover back on the other side, self-explanatory kind of, and turn the camera back on. Okay, so I did a little bit more work, and I'll go through what I did and step by step. put our vacuum lines back on from the intake manifold. Well, never mind. I told you I was going to put the valve cover on. That's what we did first. Put the valve cover on, put coils back in, plugged our injectors in, plugged our coils in. We plugged our cam sensor in, made sure that was tightened up. We put our vacuum line on here, did all our wire connections, bolted the intake stub up here back in, put the filter in, plugged it in, put the snorkel on. That's it. We just put the computer back on. And that was all there was. The computer was the last part in the setup. We're going to put the battery back on. Next, make sure that all our wires are clear and go from there. I thought about turning the camera on earlier, but really there is nothing to that part. Not to mention, if you look at the removal, that'll kind of give it away anyhow. But anyway, we're up to this point. Put the power back on. Ooh, whoopsie. That battery ain't tight. Battery post, I should say. Looked like it was tightening up pretty good. There it went. Maybe get that a little bit more. Okay, of course we haven't charged the AC system yet. Gotta still do that. Not worried about that at the moment. Take a quick look at all the connections, make sure they're in there, they're tight. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. None of our wires can get in the fan or anything like that. Everything is clear. Sure that we don't have no misfires and all that good stuff. But it's fairly quiet, as you can hear. It is, however, still cold. So the problem was when it got hot, That's when the cam phasers start getting active. Don't have a check engine light. Engine is pretty responsive. I'm gonna cut her back off though, guys, because I'm fixing to shut the camera off. I will charge the AC real quick and take this beast out of here. We got the air conditioning on and I don't want the shop to heat up. Oh, like I said, so I'm going to go ahead and put the charge back on this truck and probably connect the scan tool up, look at some data. Well, I guess we could do that together. I still want to check for misfires and all that good stuff. So it does actually feel like there is a cylinder that's missing a little bit, but I still got to run. Now I changed my mind because I haven't really run the truck. It was all unplugged, computer and everything unplugged, so we need to go out there and take the truck out on the road and really drive it, get it hot, and get some scan data after that, and I'll bring you along for it. But for now I'm going to shut the camera off, take the truck outside, go for a drive. Anybody interested in these machines, what they do, we're going to do an automatic setup here. We're not working on a hybrid. We're going to vacuum for 10 minutes. We don't need a vacuum test. This vehicle here requires 2.3 pounds. And we are going to vacuum and charge on both sides. This is what that looks like when you vacuum system. And essentially what that does is going to boil all the moisture out of the tank. Anyway, I'm not going to show the whole process, that's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of missed the opportunity. I was going to show you on the scan tool, Had a little problem with the number, wait a minute, what is it? Number 8 coil. It had a little wiggle to it. I was wondering about that, and turned out I didn't really have it plugged in real good. The coils are getting old and brittle. The tops on them are kind of starting to break, twist and break, so had a little bit of a problem there, but other than that, the truck runs smooth. The owner came over, I went over to the owner's house, back up. I went over to the owner's house and picked him up to get him to drive it for me, because I know more about it. He said it's a rough ride, man. Them tires are, when you're trying to pull out of the shop, it's already, it's real rough, because it's got them old mud grips on it, and I figure, well, he knows more about driving the truck than I do, so I generally let the customer drive it. You know, I went with him. I said, if you want to go get some gas in the truck, that's fine. We can run on down the road and do that, and we did. So ran on down the road. He just absolutely loves it. He said it runs good. It runs great. So sorry I couldn't show you the final result there, but there's no check engine light or anything like that came up. Everything down smooth, definitely a lot smoother than what it was. So end the video right here, guys. Like, subscribe, whatever you do, you know, give me some thumbs up, thumbs down. Everything is appreciated. Till next time.